Our department participates in a state-funded program funded by PennDOT. It's called Smooth Operator. This campaign today is specifically is in and above that. We applied for a special grant for this, and they allowed us to present our argument for unique problems. And I would say that the 5 Points intersection is a very unique problem for us. And how I explained that to the TV station was that if you assign an officer to the 5 Points intersection and he's down there by himself, most of the violations you would see, you probably can't go out and take enforcement action because of just the geographical location. If you're on the north side of the intersection, you can't even get out to get to them. So the strategy that we're employing today is we're having an officer in an unmarked vehicle that will be a spotter. He will spot all the violations throughout the entire intersection. There will be officers placed north, south, east, and west of the intersection so we can take enforcement action. Moving violation is the primary target. Now, obviously, if you see other violations, if you see people that you know are suspended, you would stop them. If you see people you know have a warrant for them, you would stop them as well. But it's primarily targeted at the moving violations because those are, in fact, the aggressive driving things. Well, we've had 19 accidents to this point at the 5 Points intersection, and another 8 within several hundred yards of it.
the other day, we had a girl come up and she said, hey, I heard what you said on stage. And she held her arm out and she had cuts all the way up her arm. She said, next time you see me, I promise these cuts are going to only be scars. She said, I'm done cutting forever, which is incredible. The song is Fearless. I actually wrote that song because years ago a friend of mine asked me, she said, what do you think is the biggest problem in the world? And I thought about it for a little while, and I said, I think the biggest problem in the world is fear. You know, the way that I see it, people are afraid of responsibility, they're afraid of failure, they're afraid of rejection, whatever, and it keeps them stagnant. It keeps people hiding the very best parts of themselves. It keeps people trying to fit in instead of being who they were created to be. And so I said, I think if we can rid the world of fear, we fix just about every problem in the world. And she said, all right, well then that's what you're called to fight against. And so I sat down and I wrote this song, Fearless, and it starts with everybody in the crowd singing, we will not be afraid. And that to me is such an incredible moment, seeing thousands of kids singing together, we will not be afraid. You know, I actually wrote that song intentionally, trying to get the crowd to sing with me, we will not be afraid, to say it with their own mouths, because I think there's power in saying something out loud. So we wrote that song intentionally to get kids to sort of rise above fear and to step into their real calling and their real identity.